Hello everyone and welcome back once again to Gary Grigsby's War in the East. Let's continue where we left off, and that was with the reorganization that we were undergoing. I'm gonna start actually this time with the north. So things are looking okay there now. Let's put these guys here. I actually think that by this stage I will no longer need 8th Panzer Division in this region. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna build additional fortifications in that hex, which I know might be a bit weird, but I'm going to leave it to the finish to defend that. The AI seems to be inclined to not attack. So I'm going to put these guys into Colpino, get them under the OKH. Now these guys do need to do a bit more reorganization. I know that they're back at 16,000. Actually, what I think I might do here is I'm going to send them over to Pino. And from there, do I not have a rail line there? I guess so. Yeah, so then I can use them there at the very least. As well. Let's get them off of the train. So now I only have these core around here. So those core are looking good, and I do have this here leftover unit. I'll be shuffling around a little bit because of that. Maybe all this mobilization was not the greatest. The thing is, I kind of need these units further down as well. So what I'll be doing is I can split you up. Move you back. And pretty much this way. Yeah, I have to join them together, I guess, in a bit. But again, this is kind of a spread out kind of operation, and let's actually put you under the. Like, I actually should not have Manstein here. Can be switched. Yeah, I need more points. All right, so that's a thing to think about. Get Manstein out of there for the next turn. LVI motorized. Let's go. Yeah, and then move you even further back. Let's keep these at Virovo. They don't seem to be that close. Now, around here there's another problem. And these guys, especially the 6th Infantry Division, is extremely low on power. Now, I guess the 110th might be persuaded to hold out for a bit. This obviously is also not great. Let's see though. Is there... oh yeah. So the 10th Corps should have you included here, and the 87th should also move back. It's a skeleton unit. So there's that. Then I have this corps, the 20th, under which all of these should be. And I'll move out the 6th, while at the same time putting in 5th Panzer, which obviously is not great. But these guys cannot fight, like... Being at 4,000, ain't nothing I can do. I'd rather have an 8,000 Panzer division in there, which, you know, is still capable of something. This guy's also pretty reasonable with tanks, so let's put him on the 5th. And then the 5th has these. Now, is there anything that's currently under HQ or Army Command? I don't think so. No. Are they going to beat these guys? Yes, they will. So they also have to retreat. Means that the 25th motorized will get into Rzhev, refit from there. Now, back. These guys are unfit for combat. This is obviously not amazing, but at least it increases the number slightly. So what do we got? I do have an infantry division. And a marginally powerful panzer division there. These guys will have to be... The thing is that those are not even that weak. Same for 14th. But let's also refit them in Rzhev itself. Yeah, they just have too many damaged elements. Okay. And then I'll put the 227th Infantry Division over in there under the 39th. Imozhaisk. Ideally, I'll not give it up, but we'll see how that goes. So let's see. Let's for sure get the core out of that city. Let's also actually just get rid of this so I have a little bit of a better view, because there are definitely a few things that need to be done here. So the cavalry division is really weak, but the mechanized division is not. I think, as sad as it is, what I want to do is get some units in here. And kick them out, even at the cost of 21 tanks. And then put in the 78th. That will delay them for a turn. And I think that it will be highly valuable. The 14th motorized. Right. They actually did not get attacked. It is pretty interesting. But I mean, that's what these tanks are there for, as a reserve. Like, yeah, I lost a lot of tanks, but I really do feel that for the general structure of the entire line, it's good that that happened. Let's pull back that hex. Alright. So now the line makes slightly more sense, although I do think it's still a serious nightmare. Right, let's take care of this last, because did already talk about this area. I actually want to switch these up too. These guys are in reserve. I'm getting the Mine Luftwaffe Field Division. Field divisions appear, well, unsurprisingly, especially weak. They have very bad stats. You're on refit, so if we look at this part of the line up until this unit, they have one unit all along the front, and then the mobile units are pretty much all around here. My problem at this point, though, is with that particular part of the line. So most certainly I'll move out of this part. There's no doubt in my mind about that. I'm not necessarily pulling any of those units out of Malo-Yaroslavets. So At this point, I would have to put second Panzer in here. Pull these guys out. I don't even know how they're supposed to get to any line whatsoever. And, I mean, this is obviously not holding, but... $35 out of 27 still for that unit. 16th Army. What I'm inclined to do here is... let's see, can I actually even do that? Yeah, if I set it to assault mode, that will allow me to get to 45, and I'm not looking to fortify that position at this stage anyhow. It will mean that I could put you under the 47th motorized. And the 39th motorized. Like that. And I think as far as lines go, that will have to do. I could pull you back, but there's no indication that that's actually necessary at this point. Alright. Am I happy with the situation? Well, not particularly, but once again, we'll see how it goes. Did I see a unit there, or... I mean, I will leave these two Romanian corps there. Those are not interesting. Alright, let's take a look at some of these. So Balkans is 100. Italy, 93, but I'm sending units there. North Africa. The garrison has a few more units than might be necessary. I see that it's 8. Now 5. Yeah, so that would be too much, sending them. I think I have enough for the calf, yeah. Sure. Finland 106, Norway 103, West 104. Let's take a look at the reserve. Lehr Panzer Recon Battalion. Well, I have a lot of Stuk battalions that get to be sent to the map. I will send this security unit over to the Soviet Union garrison so I can get more Romanian units out. 3 damaged. They'll be fine. I'll leave these for now. And both of these Panzer divisions, I will also leave them. No sense in doing anything with the air so far. Alright. Let's actually take a look at the weather and see whether the weather changes now that I reload. Yeah, it did. Or not? No. Okay, yeah, this is the same now. Oof. I got scared that it would change again. I was like, what the heck is going on? Alright. Let's see how the weather changes here. Going from this does seem indeed like the snow levels have decreased somewhat in most of these locations here now. So it's just regular snowfall. Of course, I don't think it affects my units yet, but we'll have to see. I think depending on whether there's going to be nasty weather again on the next turn, this might be the final stretch. But we'll just really have to see. Like it's very prematurely to say that, of course, because we're still only in mid-February. So I'm not actually sure whether the weather levels are, or the, it seems like they are bombing quite a bit here. Not sure where. Can't see it actually because the game is not moving with me. But if the snow levels are now decreasing or will not have blizzard anymore, I think this will be a good opportunity to next turn make sure that we do get those airplanes back. I mean, again, this northern sector is not particularly worrying. So this, however, is completely different. I'm exceptionally happy that they held the first time, though, and that these guys held. This is at least the first time again. Even if they break on a second time, it means that they cannot move into that hex. 8 tanks lost, that's fine if I hold the line. Holding Mozhaisk and Volokolamsk, I think, are... they're also pretty critical areas. Which is, I guess, also why they're pushing so hard. Another thing that I find interesting is that I actually got up to level 1 defenses here, because this used to be a gap, but now it's level 1 defenses again. Very interesting. But good for me. Wow, very impressive. Yeah, I was hoping that that motorized division by itself would be able to hold, and they did a good job there. At least on that first attack. And the second one. Can't necessarily say the same for other areas, but they did their job for that turn. The one good thing about non-blizzard turns, by the way, is that my units, I believe, if I'm saying this correctly, is that my units will not suffer the additional penalties where random elements of my unit get damaged. I think they don't. I'm not actually 100% sure, but that was what I was gathering from it, really. My hodgepodge defense here is holding up reasonably well so far. No setbacks as of yet in those areas. Although they have pushed through, I'm gonna have to kick these guys out. There's no way I can keep those guys there alive, like, in that position. Especially if they have a chance to isolate these units. I think it's a little bit too late in the game for them to exploit that region. I mean, in the winter. Like, had they been able to push through there early February or November, well, yeah, I get it. That place pretty much like a fortress there. My core is suffering a lot of penalties as well. I'll probably say because of poor supplies. My supplies there are absolutely abysmal. So it would not surprise me if a big part of this is my units just straight up cannot fire. Way I see it. Like, I'm suffering more losses than they do. I just think it's because I don't have any ammunition there or other supplies. The thing that has surprised me, though, is that this area of the front has held up through the entire time as well, which I really did not expect. At least, again, for now. But that defense on the river was, of course, rather weak comparatively. Yeah. Never mind that. Question though is, okay, so Stereoskull did hold then. Which is of course across the river. That's what makes it so interesting. Yeah, I mean they left it empty and then... Alright. Wow. Yeah, not to be rude, but that's... So I just hope they attack less there because they feel like they need to attack this hex. That would be ideal. That way pushing them back from that hex also has more value because it buys me a lot more time then. Ah, crud. At least these guys are a bit more powerful. Could hold on for a turn. First attack on Kalinin. The problem really is that they're coming from both directions. It'll be harder for them to push through here. Ugh. But still. I need this part also to hold. If this... Oh, crud. Right, well, that's also why I have those two motorized divisions at Rejav. I hope they'll be able to compensate fast enough. But I guess Torjok still holds significant defensive value. Alright, I did get a glimpse there of what the AI has in that area. But I think the very most important thing ultimately will be to see what the weather will be on the next turn. So this is the last February turn. Actually, after this turn it's gonna be March. I would guess March 1st. But yeah. And that should also take with it shifting weather patterns. that will be still severe frost. I believe most of the area will still be severe frost for like 3 weeks into March, which I would coincide then with snowfall probably, and or an occasional blizzard maybe. But it's hard to say. Anyway, we're at the same amount of points. Events. Axis naval success in North Africa. Extra Axis forces leads to a success in North Africa. North African campaign events are moved back. That's good. Always happy to see that. Yeah, there are only blizzards up north, and I can handle that. Totally. So the rest is snowfall, that's fine, and there's cold in those areas. So what that means for weather ground is currently not that much yet. Most there heavy snow. Part of the rest will be regular snow. But at least it's something. Doesn't seem to affect my supply situation that much yet. But oh, what if I take away these units? No, the river is still pretty much frozen. I guess that makes sense. Is partial frost, I guess, through Hungary there. And then no frost at all in areas like Hungary here. Yeah. All right. So with that, I do expect to see a somewhat of a slight improval. Of my forces strength. Bit of a return. This makes no sense, by the way. It's an absolute joke. That's really messed up. Makes no sense. Wow, that's a serious force. At least one of these has been able to get slightly improved odds there. Yeah, interesting. Oh. Alright, I'm gonna wrap things up though, and I want to thank you for watching. We'll continue with these, I would say, last winter turns as slowly, very slowly, the situation starts shifting into my favor a little bit more. Or 3 snow 8. I would. Yeah, that's not too amazing yet at all, but we're of course still dealing with February, so take care, see you next time, and bye-bye.